So far, I plan out to a T. Right, we come out, clear the sell side, clear that low resting above the discount, and now we're hitting that buy side there. Volume imbalance should push up and through that. And then we'd be out. Yeah, we're out there. So that's full target. Morning setup, MT4, right here. So first entry of the morning, 1 for 1. We like that. Rested on me. Let us see if we can get more. So right, this is kind of where now I have to really just wait and see what occurs around this old high. Right, so I've reached my target, and I don't really have a, I guess, set bias at this point anymore. Right, this buy side here, that daily high is really my target. Okay, so we've left that volume imbalance open. Right, so at this point, I want to see how we are playing around now this most recent discount, right? The volume imbalance paired with the fair value gap. Like, let's say we hold this, we break above, right? Because notice we haven't closed above that buy side yet, just wicking. But say let's hold this discount. If we get displacement through this high, creating a new discount, I would kind of like that discount to offer us potential higher prices now. So really playing out as we were expecting here. Yep, so we close above. So at this point, right, I really would like this area to hold us if we're gonna continue to trade higher. Let's see, 5 minute, potential 5 minute. So really, I guess what I would wanna see is this 5 minute fair value gap here actually remain open in line with the old high. That would kind of be best case scenario to give me a good indication that price will wanna continue higher. And I'm looking here because this is the breaker, low, high, lower, low, broken. Fair value gap. Breaker is this up close candle. Where did you get that old high from? It's just an old daily high. I think like April something. Here, let me look. I'll give you the exact date. April 6th. April 6th high. Right, so if we want this to remain open, what would actually need to happen is, let's see. Let me kind of forecast it here. 2 minute, 1 minute. So for the next, let's see, at least 2 minutes, I would really prefer that we don't revisit this little area on the 1 minute. We may get into it. So we end up getting into it right now. Let's see what the 5's still looking like. So we're actually gonna close that in, right? We're not gonna leave that fair value gap like we would like. But the 1 minute itself is still really holding us well, right? So the 1 minute is still holding up how we want. We've closed above buy side. We're respecting the discount. We wanna see if we can continue to respect. Right, as we said, if we close above, we would wanna see how the newest discount reacts. So we close above, we create a new discount for a value gap. And as of now, right, that's holding us nice. So we should continue to expand. So from here, I wouldn't want to see this candle be breached really. If we're gonna run, right, if this 1 minute's gonna hold us. Like I mentioned, however, right, we're gonna have a 5-minute fair value gap here. And that's actually gonna be perfectly aligned with that volume imbalance. So I actually like that volume imbalance. Right, I'm gonna kind of rely on the 5-minute more than the 1 minute as of right now. If this can close, once this closes. Cool. Bet, so we close it. So yeah, I would look for a return into there. Nice. So I got in here at the old high, stop underneath the fair value gap like this. And for me, I just want to see if we can't get to the second standard deviation here. So I'd want to see these highs get pushed up and through, right? I don't want this to become a failure swing here. I gotta mute somebody. Who's that? Who's got little kids? I'm weak. Get your kids. Nah, I got them. Oof. I actually got a brutal fill again. So bad fill actually. It got me in at the volume or the fair value gap. I wanted the volume imbalance. 50, 45, 2, 8. Basically got in a handle higher than I wanted to, which because of that, I'm actually moving my stop to this swing point here. If we get ran out, we'll look for another re-entry, but keeping that stop tight, pretty tight here. Hey, get down. Bruh. We're inside. God made a girl. Yeah, I didn't like the fair value gap here. Right, I don't like this fair value gap because it's holding now, which is cool, but I want to enter on the actual volume imbalance because I was relying on the 5 minute. Right, so the 5 minute, the fair value gap was here, like this. Right, so this is the 5 minute fair value gap, right, paired with the volume imbalance perfectly. So entry was the volume imbalance here. Right, because I'm expecting this has more weight than the actual fair value gap here. Which, as you see, right, we wick into the volume imbalance, and now we're holding the 1 minute. Bearish volume imbalance, not a fan. I would need to see this close. If this remains open, especially because we're just chopping here, if this remains open and we get a close underneath this old high here, I think I'm going to cut the position. Because in reality, right, swing low here inside of a volume imbalance, and now a swing low here. So I would see this as an intermediate swing point, and I wouldn't want this to be breached. Which if I actually do, right, so if we run here, I'll actually just close. So that'll be a handle loss. I'll take that. Oh. Right, the 5 minute candle bodies are holding the old high, so I like that. All right, we've returned to the 5 minute fair value gap. We're holding the old high. So really, I just want to see that continue. Again, though, bearish volume imbalance. So this is that delivery that I don't like to sit through. Just choppy. No, because I want to. I'm gonna see how this candle closes here. So if this candle closes above this old high, stop will actually get moved to this candle's low. 2, 1, cool. So stop is now underneath this candle here. Right, because we have this bearish volume imbalance. I'm not a fan of that at all. So if we're going to use that, run out this low, don't want to be involved. Right, if we're going to run higher, we would need to push up and through this right now with this candle. Dead to me. Smile to my sobriety. Let's see what we get. Don't respect this, please. So it looks like we're going to respect that, right? Which we would not want to see. So like I said, already trimmed the position. So at this point, if we get stopped, oh well. Let's clear that out a little bit. Because right, we're still holding the 1 minute. That's really what I'm watching here. Is that, yeah, we're hitting this. Right, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of the consolidation. But we're still holding the 1 minute with the bodies. Right, so I'm really ignoring all of these wicks. But if we close any candles underneath the 1 minute, right, especially because we've been holding it like this, I think I'll actually go ahead and trim again. Because to me, that'll signify that it's going to want to return lower. Yes, sir. So we'll look for that expansion. If we can get above equal highs here. Right, at this point, my stop will get put to, how many pips is that? Dude, I got a terrible fill. Pissed. 250. I'll actually probably leave the stop here where it is right now. Regardless. If I get stopped out, like I said, it's really such a small stop that it won't do any type of damage. Because I don't really want to partial anything out with where I got filled at. Yeah. So this will be, right, we'll either full pull it or we'll just get stopped here at this point. That's cool with me. Content with that. Close, didn't cut it. So really right at this point, this inversion volume imbalance here, I wouldn't want to see traded below again. Right, we get above it here. We use it as support perfectly. So now, if we're going to return into that, right, I'd want to keep using it as support. Not worth it. I was gonna trim stop, but as I say, right, we're in a pretty small range, so it's not even worth it, really. I mean, it's gonna give me half of, what is that, one tick? Yeah, one tick's nothing. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Right, didn't initially like it, bearish volume imbalance, but if we can close this, that'll actually be a positive. That we created the bearish volume imbalance but closed it in. That'll be a sign that price actually wants to continue higher. And we do it with the volume imbalance. Hell yeah. So we should push up into that pretty easily. Right, I would stack a position here, but it's not enough room for me. We're too close to buy side. So there's buy side. Stop break even now. Because, right, we could just run this and reverse it. But as I said, my final TP would be final deviation here. So the second standard deviation, just because I don't really have anything to target, right? Like we're so high up. If we go to a daily, sure, but as far as like a 1 minute, there's nothing here, right? Even like on a 15, we'd have to go way, way, way back. So that's why I have to utilize the daily swing points, right? So the daily levels, and then pair that with just projections. Right, so in the same way that this volume imbalance holds, we would now want to see this one hold us and send us higher into our target. But right, we're understanding buy side has been hit. So retracement, not surprising. There we go. So we're stopped in the remaining balance here in profit. That's why I had that at the volume imbalance, and we just got stopped here. So there we go. Now we would deliver our buy side, which is kind of the main target. Second deviation doesn't get reached. Happens. But really just this buy side target was kind of the main objective. So this trade for me really a wash, right? One winner here, kind of a wash, barely any profit. Back inside the volume fair value gap. If we can get back above, let's see. Welcome back. So really just choppy here, or high resistance. Not surprising though, because as we've mentioned, right, this level here, this is a daily swing point. So after running into a daily swing point, especially after pushing up, right, we've just been pushing higher, 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 higher. We could expect this consolidation to start taking place. Vuelta loca. So right, you see we are in low probability conditions. You can tell when we are doing things like this, right, around volume imbalances. When we have candles start closing above, right, back below, back above, without necessarily going in either direction. It could just be tipping the hand that, or we may start chopping here for a minute. So like the fact that we went above, came back down below, and now closed back above again, right, in theory, we really shouldn't close back below this if we're going to keep running higher. Right, if we start closing below it, that just means that we're probably going to continue this little choppy motion within these volume imbalances, or even just really give us a retracement now. All right, so we have equilibrium here if price wants to go for more of a retracement back into the range. I dislike when it's indecisive. Yeah, it's not a fun time. Price action, this is already here. This was the move. The one move that we took advantage of. Judas swing. Judas swing into daily objective. And now, right? As we said, I'm already kind of expecting this because for one, well, obviously, right, we've hit the daily pool. Anytime we're going to hit a daily sell side or buy side pool, you can almost always guarantee some form of consolidation, right? Even if it's just quick. But if we're going to run into a daily level on a lower time frame, we'll almost always expect consolidation to take place. But besides that, right, like we said too, another big thing is that in the last, like if I go to a 1 minute chart, let's see. If I scroll back as far as I can, there's no data where we are trading, right, on a 1 minute sense. So yeah, we can reference old data points, but when we're trading like this, right, it's mostly just marking time, the algorithm, because it's already hit its objective, and now it's just doing the aimless wandering around here, right? There's no inefficiencies, there's no buy side, there's nothing over here on the left that price can confidently reach into. Right, until we start reaching into like daily objectives and shit like that. Like right, the 4 hour that we showed. We could always, let's go back to it. So I guess if anything, we could always do like, let's see, consequent encroachment of the 4 hour fair value gap. And then the close of it here. Which we've already actually hit. Let's see. So right, we've already hit that consequent encroachment as well, which is why we're hitting this. So we've hit a daily level, daily buy side, and we're inside of a 4-hour consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. Right, that's this level here. And you see really price is consolidating right around that 50%. That's why we're chopping here. Yeah, might. We'll see. If we start retracing. Like I said, still relying on this old high here, right, this level. As long as we're above it, I would prefer higher prices. But yeah, we start closing below it. Like I said, I'd look for a equilibrium now of that daily range, especially if we leave this high. Like if we leave this high intact, attack this, especially get underneath like this volume imbalance here, then I'd look for equilibrium for sure. Oh. Notice how we're still holding. And there goes the release. Okay. But still just inside the volume imbalance. Nice. So if we can close below the 5-minute especially, that'll bode well. Because this could be a return into this 5-minute and we still really could bounce from here, to be honest. But I like the fact that we close under the old high and under the set of volume imbalances. But really right, the 5 minutes, kind of that last line of defense holding us. If we can get a closure under that, should be pretty smooth sailing into equilibrium here. But right, notice we're even holding the volume imbalance, which isn't too nice. Two minutes. Oof. Right, so it looks like we might actually just get back above and continue. Right, candle body still holding here. Give it 2 minutes and see what plays out. On a 1 minute sense, this would be an immediate rebalance. So if we're going to trade lower, I would want to see it from here. Right, this, hold the volume imbalance and just aggressively get underneath the 5 minute. If not, like I say, I think we just continue to consolidate around this level here. Just back and forth. Seeking the short type. Yep, there we go. So yeah, not giving anything really. Just chopping. Alright. Banging off consequent encroachment again. And like I said, you can tell we're in this environment when we're just right up and down. How many times has this volume imbalance been traded up and down through, right? Up through, down through, back up through. And now we're hitting this volume imbalance, but we've just created a bullish volume imbalance. So notice all the volume imbalances in here. YouTube model. I mean, nah, not really. I like to use the time frame that I'm looking at to confirm it, Chris, right? So if I'm like looking at the 5 minute, right, that's why I would need the 5 minute to close below. Like if this candle closed below, but the 5 minute didn't, I'm relying still on the 5 minute itself. Because this is the time frame that I'm using the setup on, so I'm going to use the same time frame to basically validate it or invalidate it. Start clearing up some of this stuff. I'm in here like this. This will probably be my last execution, regardless win or loss. Just not a fan of Thursdays, to be honest. And price action in general is a little sketchy. Right, I'll have it here because I'll allow this fair value gap. So if we trade back into this fair value gap, that's fine with me, which is why the stop's just under it. Yeah, if we're going to remain bullish, I would see it as that effects. Only issue is overall market narrative is not trending in my mind. Right, so when it's not trending, it lowers the probability of them playing out, as I would expect them to. Right, so this has everything, the pinnings like we would like to see, right? It's cleared a short-term low. It's returned into a discount in the form of the low of the 1 minute. Has no upwards wick, and it was broken with the fair value gap. But just because they form, right, doesn't mean they're always going to play out. And I'm saying that because the same way that these volume imbalances are valid PD arrays that completely are being negated, right, up and down, this could really be the same thing. To where sure, the model itself is valid, but that doesn't mean that in the current, right, structure, we're going to hold it. Like something you could do, right, to measure just its willingness is take the consequent encroachment and see what happens there. And see how we reach right for that. Right as we put it, comedy. Right, so see, works out. We don't trust this one here for that exact reason. And when we closed underneath this volume imbalance, I actually cut the position there. Because although I was allowing for this fair value gap, in my mind, I only wanted to see consequent encroachment hit. So the fact that we closed at the low of it wasn't the fan, and as I often say, if I see things that do not align with what I am expecting, I have no hesitation cutting my position. Yep, context and narrative always outweigh. Nothing actually wrap it up for today as far as execution wise. Had a good week, ended up taking the loss here. Still not a full stop out though. Haven't taken one full stop out this whole week. Right, and that's kind of why I have the success that I do. You gotta keep the losers small, fellas. You have what? Oh, taking a loss? I was like, that's not that. You should expect to take losses. Like I say, I don't lose often now because obviously I lost so much, duh. Like I bet you right now, at this point in time, I still have twice as many losses as any of y'all ever have. And that's the only reason I'm having success now. I was able to learn from all those. Gonna drop soon. Yeah, honestly, I have no fucking, I'm done giving the bias. And days like this is when I walk away from the chart. Obviously, I'm with y'all, so we're gonna sit here. But as soon as I see, right, really this, as soon as I saw this volume balance get traded up, and down, right there, I'm calling it a wash on the day. And I don't want to be involved. Nice, holding that. There we go. Still just playing around the 5 minute though. Right, so I'm not seeing this as a significant move lower at all. Brother, oh brother, this thing stinks. Still holding that 5 minute. Close under consequent encroachment would be beneficial for lower prices, but that'd be kind of an indication. But nope, look at that. Wait, let's see. Notice we close under it, but what happens? We open with a bullish volume imbalance back above it. Let's see what plays out with that. See if it wants to continue to push on out. Oof. No, I wouldn't really see this as a 3 drives lucky. So we've just hit consequent encroachment, equilibrium of the range. Notice how we're still closing above the 5 minute though, right? See if we can't expand through that for real. This would be considered a swing high, but yeah, I wouldn't, there's no like 3 drives in here clean for me to be looking at. So I did throw one more contract on. I capped. The classic, just lie, get one more final. So I'm already really break even. Just one. Here, just show you what it is here quickly. We're not using the volume imbalance. Short on that. Partial on the consequent encroachment. And really, we're gonna go break even already. Like I said, not a fan of price action, so I'm quick to break even here. Final target will actually be just as low. Which now we're not even gonna get that. Yeah, we'll cover commission. Good enough for me. Really forcing myself here to engage on these. Oh, there we go. So break even after one contract closed. Jeez. That'll be the final there. End of the day was like a fucking, what is it? Let's see. 0.03%. Bands. But yeah, I'm good with that. That was kind of the last opportunity for me. What the hell is a quasi YouTube model? I never heard of that. That's some new? That's some new sauce or what? NQ looking decent. Silver bullet. Wait, silver bullet up or down? So I'm confused of which one you're thinking. Yeah, you guys can Hey, do what y'all want, but I'm just letting y'all know I'm done for the day. I'm not trusting any setup in either direction, to be completely honest. Right, I kind of remove myself from these scenarios when it's like this. Because I think, I mean, look at this. Up, down, right? Just bouncing up this. If anything, we should hit buy side because we haven't cleared any buy side in a minute. This is a market you don't trade. That's what it is, Robo. Like I said, don't be surprised, fellas. I've been telling you all day. We're going to consolidate. It's going to be ugly. Like I said, the only reason I'm still here is because I got y'all. I'd have been gaming already. I'd have been 3 games deep in the show. Still playing equilibrium, right? The 5-minute continues to, well, let's see if we can close it. I notice how we've yet to do that. No problem, brother. Short trades. Oh, I was like, what? No. I'm enjoying it. If that's what you're asking, if I'm enjoying today, no. Damn group, how dare y'all. You're lucky oh, no, I'm just kidding. What's next time this happens, I might just get off regardless, just to show y'all what I be doing. Give you goodness gracious. I mean, if I'm still leaning long, low key, I want to see buy side be hit first. Just because, right, look, we've taken sell side once, twice. Let's see, we took this low, 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 made a low, took that low here. Shit, I guess we want to keep taking lows. All right, fair enough. Not a bad. Oh yeah. Like I said, I'd have been off, brother. I'm watching some golf videos right now. That's what my. That's what I've been entertaining myself with. Trying to be great. Would I consider this a silver bullet? I mean, I guess if it's gonna play out, hindsight-wise, yeah. But for me, right, a silver bullet needs to be obvious. Like nothing in here would, or even in NQ. I mean, that one's pretty obvious. This was a lot more obvious than ES was, we'll say that, right? But still, with the way that it was just consolidating, still wouldn't have been a fan, really. But yeah, if you're gonna kind of label up for your journal, this fair value up here would have been that silver bullet. Because you don't even get 5 handles yet out of that. Oh wait, NQ moves differently. Okay, yeah, there it is, 12.5. Goodness, let's back up again. Yeah, this is brutal, fellas. That's hilarious. We'll chill out. See if this can't be the run into buy side. If not, I'm gone. As always, I'm waiting for buy side to be hit. Like I said, I still prefer this buy side, man. Like, right, once again, to show kind of the current condition of the market. The fact that this 5 minute closes underneath and this next 5 minute immediately reprices all the way back above it. Right, that's very telling of just the consolidation market profile. Right, the same way, it's the same logic that we've been using for the volume imbalances. Right, if we have PD arrays that are being really broken in both directions without being respected, And we can kind of expect that to continue, right? That's a precursor of those consolidation conditions, low probability. Because right, if we saw moves like this on a 5-minute, you would expect the 5-minute to become an inversion, but instead, immediately right negates that, trades right back up through it to take out its high even. Right, so kind of that seek and destroy. Now we got the bearish volume imbalance. Wouldn't be surprised to see us after clearing this just keep bouncing. If we can get back above this, oof. It says psych. I was like, if we can close above this, we should be able to get in the buy side. But halted in its tracks. Still have an opportunity. As I say, I'm still leaning to that. That's my objective here. I'd want to see this when we just got up and above act as support. So we could hesitate at this one for now. Come back down, find support, but ultimately I'd like us to get up and through this one. Once again though, right, leaving another high here. If we leave another failure swing, oof. Back under the volume, so see, back under the volume imbalance. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's just something to watch, right? The fact that we close underneath, trade back and close above, right? If we're gonna go higher, we should not break this. But as we continue to preach today, this is not an environment that is, we'll say, very high probability. Right? This is not an environment that I put much weight into any PD array, to be honest. Right? So like, even though we have fair value gaps, order block, mitigation block, just a lot more hesitant. Right, just look at all these highs resting here. And that's why I'm favoring this. So if we ask so far this morning, who really would have been, let's say, punished more, right? In my mind, it's people that are trying to go long, right? You're trying to long here, you're getting stopped. You're trying to long, you're getting stopped. You're trying to long, you're getting stopped. Whereas like, say you caught a short from here and you're just holding, right? You're still safe. Even here now, your stop's been here all morning, you're still safe. And now with this being put in, right, if they're seeing this as more resistance, Now they have stops here, right? Thinking they're safe. That's why I'm thinking of that. In that market efficiency paradigm, I'd want to run these stops first. We can reverse, but kind of like we spoke about yesterday, right? We'll go yesterday. We can reverse like we did, but we want to see one more run into buy side first, right? So we were engineering lots of liquidity. We finally run it. Then we get that reversal. I'd really like to see the same thing here. But so far, just choppy. And notice how we're creating equal lows here. Right at this fair value gap. Expecting the volume imbalance back above it. All right, we close back above it. So we want to see this candle hold now and push up and through this, right? We're getting compressed between these two volume imbalances here. Treat them as new week opening gaps, as we say, right? So imagine on a 1 second, right? If we zoomed in on a 1 second, this is just like a new week opening gap, right? Going from new week opening gap into new week opening gap. They're just 1 minute structure points. If we run buy side, this will be the highest resistance liquidity run ever recorded. Jesus Christ. Well, right, that's how the market gets you. It's days like this where you're like, buy side has to be taken, it has to. That's when you get eaten up the most. Because then you're just trying to force that bias and just get eaten up on longs. And that's really what's happened, right? Like people have been like, all right, this buy side needs to be hit. So we're trying to get long, even SMT concepts, right? Fair value gap, punished. Volume imbalance, punished. Order block, punished. But hey, diamond hands, we're still holding that shit, bro. I will outlast. Three drives. Oh, an NQ. 1, 2. If you're saying lower, maybe. But even that's kind of ugly. But yeah, I'll give you 3 drives lower. Yeah, you've been gone, B. Here, I'll show you on this one. Pretty ugly, but oops, where'd it go? I would use this one to here to here. So we've just hit the first one, right? This is kind of tough because we could really use this swing point as well. But the issue is, right, this from here to here, this didn't break any low. So this swing point I can't really classify because we didn't break this low until this candle. So then you need to take this swing that takes place after that break, which would be here. And now, right, that third drive into the low. The NQ's running up, so we should see what? See? And that's another thing. NQ running, right? So as we flip to ES, we would expect to see ES running. No. What's dollar doing? Right? Dollar's aggressive sell-off, ES, nowhere. In my mind, yeah, I think they're holding this bitch. Let that shit release. Because yeah, it's definitely getting held. You could see it, right? It's getting held in between these two volume imbalances here. There goes NQ running. Okay, get above the volume imbalance. Of course. And right, this is why I avoid trying to trade these scenarios or trading in these scenarios. Because this really does this piss me off, which is fair, it should be. But it's like, I know what's happening, but it's just frustrating, right? It's like, come on. We're just being held back and forth, slow. All right, now the NQ, let's see, NQ barely swept that high. So if NQ retraces at all, right, with how ES has been, I feel like ES will give it up pretty easily. First sign that told me would be this. The consolidation following the high impact news. If we're gonna have high impact news like this, right, and then you see price consolidate around the high impact news, that's pretty telling that we're gonna be choppy the remainder of the day. Because if the high impact news, right, can't release price in any given direction, what's going to make it want to release later on in here? And you see, right, we hold that damn volume imbalance again. Creating a new one now. So yeah, just hideous. And then like I said, right, we had one entry here which was clean. Total soup discount into buy side. But after hitting this buy side objective, this daily objective, I'm already expecting consolidation. So seeing, right, potential consolidation being forecasted prior to even hitting our daily objective, when we hit this, I'm fully 100% expecting consolidation. Especially when, right, I pointed out really here. When this volume imbalance was created, traded up and through like this, traded back down underneath, traded up and through, and then traded back down underneath again. At that point, I understand, okay, right, we're not respecting this to go in any given direction. We're simply referencing it, but we're not using it to expand. So if we're just gonna continue to reference it, right, that's why I say they're like new week opening gaps. I'm gonna expect price to consolidate around them. And so far this morning, right, you see that. The first two volume imbalances that get formed, well, I guess it's really interesting, right? The first one that gets formed before, buy side, notice that. And then the two that get formed right after, those are the ones that play most importance. We're just playing around those. I'm just glad I can forecast these nowadays. Because there's days where I would be getting absolute eaten up in this. I'll be completely honest. And that's the only reason I know now to just relax. Obviously, there was a few executions, but even the ones I am taking, right, in my mind, they're higher probability for the given conditions. And that's why I'm not really getting burnt here. We did take one on, what was it, this one. But still, right, no full stop outs. And that's fine with me. I have no issue losing. You guys shouldn't either. Right? If you have an issue losing, you're never going to be a successful trader. The issue should come if you're losing more than you're planning to, right? That's where the issue lies. If I have a plan, if I have a set action, right, and I take a loss and I follow my plan, I could really care less. But it's when, right, I kind of make a mistake, or if I'm impulsively trading and I take a loss, those are the ones that sting because it's outside of myself, right, outside of my plan. Unfortunately, I've kind of been able to manage that. Haven't had that happen in quite a bit. Full stop, yeah, full stop's usually about 3 handles, so I don't ever go anything more than that. If I got to risk more than 3 handles, I usually won't take the trade unless I have like a 20 handle profit target or something. Volume balance again. So it looks like we're gonna want to continue lower. And right, we're still holding that same volume balance. Notice that. Not random. Candle body's refusing. NQ returning into its fair value gap. See if it can't push again, but at this point, I think this may be a lunch hour run. Right, so people that have been sitting around here all morning, they're frustrated, they're getting eaten up, they're pissed off, right? They leave. And now during lunch, would not be surprised to see it release actually during the lunch hour and now run all the stops, right? Not really giving anyone an opportunity unless we're still sitting around. But this in here, right, to the uninitiated, even for someone like me, very draining. So I couldn't imagine someone that doesn't know that it's taking place, right? This would be absolutely draining. Feels like, right? He's like, just gassed. Full day of work and a 2-hour chart session. And that's really why, right? It's so important to learn the signatures and when these take place. Because really, it comes down to protecting your mental capital. At the end of the day, right? That's the biggest thing, your mind. The way you think about it, the way you're executing. So if I know that it's going to be choppy like this and I already understand that I'm predisposed to be frustrated by price action, right, it's just not a good day to trade. Because even if I do have winners, right, or see something positive, the fact that I'm already just going to be kind of frustrated, or I'm going to have to really think extra hard for a bias, right, makes it lower probability, just makes it unnecessary. Which, to be honest, we're fucking done with this shit. Get this out of my face. It's gonna watch the charts like this. This is basically what it's been doing all morning anyway. We could have watched it like this the whole time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. You guys obviously still know my bias, right? I want this buy side. These are just way too clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relative equal highs now chilling here. Point of balance. All right. Oops. 10:03. 10:03. That's not even 10:03. 10:03. Are you sure 10:03? So I'm like, I don't know. This ain't no order block. Maybe 9:03 or 11:03. No, it's not even that time. YM ran lows. Okay, nice YM. Get them lows. Yeah, like I said, I don't even look at YM. I don't even have that pulled up. Oh. But yeah, fellas. Oh, jeez. Oh, that. I mean, sure, yeah. I don't really see this as an order block though. And this is something I would never look to short, which it worked out here, right? But I'm fine with missing moves like that, because yeah, that's pretty low probability in my mind, right? Equal highs resting here, no fair value gap, wicked, fair value gap here. But yeah, that barely gave you, ooh, okay. So just over 5. And that's another issue too. Even if this was a high probability, right, with how small of a range this is, it's almost not worth even executing. But yeah, we will call it a day, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you got some indication on when we could expect these type of conditions and why we do not like that. Probably, honestly. Look at that. There goes the fucking buy side. See, I just gotta say I'm leaving. This damn thing. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Let me see. Take that fucking buy side, you little bitch. So I got one final. Here. That is why slice. They're fucking listening. Every single time I'm like, all right, we're heading out, fellas. That shit runs. And it's always, like I said, it's always the buy side. We're in the matrix for real, for real. That ain't no coincidence. But at this point, I'm going to stop above break even, right? Risk-free trade. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10:03. 10 We'll partial out here. Partial out dos. That'll be 4 handles. That's good enough for me on a morning like this. Which means we'll put that final. Nah, don't. Oh, I was about to be like, yo, what the fuck? Say less. When I need to adjust stop. I mean, ideally, we hold this. So we can do this. I would prefer this become an actual institutional order flow entry drill. So I wouldn't even want to see this candle's low be returned to. Hold the volume imbalance instead. Make this become a swing low. Right, so this candle remains higher inside the volume imbalance, and from there, perhaps another push. SMT though. Right, 954 high, NQ hasn't hit. ES just swept. Don't like that. If we can get back above DOS, that's still fine with me, right? Because we'll still hold this as a swing low. If we return into this, I mean, really, I don't want to see consequent encroachment, which is why my stop is there. Half a tick under. This was basically this here, this down close candle. So right, I was watching as we came back into this fair value gap. So I already see, right, we've hit the equilibrium of the range that we were in from low to high. We hit it here, right? We create this high probability order block paired with the fair value gap. So I'm watching this, right? I see us push into it. I see this candle wick, but remain above, right? So once this candle came back down and left this wick intact, and then this candle pushed up like that, then the entry came on this down close candle as we returned into this candle here. Like that, and then my stop is right underneath this low here, as you saw. Got real close to it a few times, but right, this is why I say I trust and I like ES, because it'll be precise, right? If we're not going to break this fair value gap here, right, then we shouldn't break this candle's low, which is why I'm fine having the stop right under it, even though the entry is right here, right? It's like a handle stop. What you mean, Matt? I'm weak. He said I should never trust you again. Nah, that's not fair. I already gave y'all call outs. I gotta keep it. Facts. It was, and that's the issue. Hey, I told you guys yesterday you shouldn't listen to me, or was that 2 days ago? Nah, that was literally yesterday during CPI. That's hilarious. Because I said, don't listen to me when y'all took the shorts and I went long. That's funny. Like I say, Matt, sometimes shit just jumps off the chart that's too obvious. And it's always right. That's how it always is. It's just too clean. And finally, that's the one that actually releases. It's alright. You didn't need a trade today, though. This and like that, you know. Got to be content with small winners. Facts, B. Small winners are winners. Never be upset about a winner. Small winners over time equal big winners. EO day. Not bad, not bad. For the market environment, yeah, we're very content with that, right? We're happy. In days like this, if you come out for a break even, you're happy with that, right? So we'll come out of this probably about 1% now, which will be all right. Yep, that's smart, B. $400 a day, that's a very above average. That's more than most people make. Right, that's something you should always remember. I feel like when we get into trading, we almost have a skewed perception of like the money. Like we understand, like eventually, right, there's no cap on it. So we think that off rip that we should be making crazy amounts. When it's like you just said, if someone said that you were making $400 a day is their job, that is a very well-paying job, right? You're happy with that. The average winning trade on Top Step. There we go. You know, even that's fine. Let's say you made $150 a day, 3 days out of the week, $350 a week. That's what? 1,000. Just under 1,200. That's an extra $1,200 a month. I'd like that. Never complain about more money. Want to replicate what I make. Okay, B. I mean, hell, right there. That's a good goal. Right, nothing crazy. Simply replace. Yeah, like you say, replace the salary you have now, so you have more freedom. Most funded traders on social. What the hell? What do you mean they reset their accounts? Oh, like they fail their accounts or like fail evaluations, you're saying? Yeah, I could believe that. Oh, wait, you're saying. Wait, what? I'm confused, I guess. You're saying you can just like reset that shit? Damn, is that Top Step only? I wish I had that. Cause like my Forex funds who I'm with, you can't do that. If I blow my account, that shit gone. I gotta go through the whole process again. And oh, see, that's how they make their money. Now it makes sense. Oh yeah, good looks, brother. I forgot about that bitch. I always forget it doesn't change. See, that's what I hate about Tradeovate like that. If I cancel my order, it should just cancel all the brackets I had with it. Well, there we go. So winner plus stop and profit. We like that. My Top Step mentor gives me, oh, you have a Top Step mentor? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I have seen that. I actually did buy a few of the 150K Top Step accounts, which I might actually start messing with here. I just got to figure out how to do like a trade copier and all that nonsense. See, or maybe I trade each one at a time now. Trade copier inside TradeAway. Oh, there you go. Perfect. I'll watch some YouTube videos. Pretty sure you could use, I'll use TradingView. I have like, what did I get? I got it through TS Trader, which they say can connect to TradingView, so I wanted to do that, but I think they had like a ninja option and then even one more, I can't remember what the other one was. They do indeed, Chris. I don't know why. But they love that shit. We'll see. We may do that. On like a 150K live account challenge on Twitter or something. That's how you get the what am I trying to think? Yeah, like you said, the traffic. Just promote it. Just start promoting. Facts, yep, Matt, that's what I was saying. Up 2% on a 150K account. People eat that shit up, bro. That just cracks me up when I see that. True, you guys are right. I just feel shitty, man. I just gotta get over it. I was just so bad promoting. But I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Like for the longest time, I was even against this, which is funny. Like I was someone that I would talk crap on groups, I'll be honest. I was like, if you know how to trade, you don't need a group, bro. But then what changed my thing? Michael. I think it was honestly Michael. I was listening to a space once and Michael was like, well, first he said he made more money from teaching than he ever did trading. Right? That was pretty eye-opening. I was like, wow. Because for how great of a trader he is, to make way more teaching. And then I also just saw people that weren't, let's say, qualified. Right? We don't want to say names, but people that I even helped early on in their journey, right? They were starting groups, and I was like, what? What you mean, bro? I was like, you don't even know what you're doing yet. I just helped you figure it out. And now you're paying people to charge. That's crazy. Or you're charging people to learn from you. True. How do you trade? Do you just remember? Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I feel like I give value, which is why, like I say, at this point now, I'm pretty okay with it, right? And I probably could even promote a little bit more. That's the part that gets to me. Introverted, I don't like really talking about myself. Why do you think he made more teaching? Well, you got to think so like when I joined his private mentorship in 2019, I mean, it wasn't even a full year, but it was $125 a month. And he had, I mean, I want to say like fucking 10,000 students. If that, more than that even. So let's run some quick math on that. Not gonna even be wrong, honestly. He probably had more, but we'll run it low just to be nice. Let's say he made, let's say 125, so you're probably making we'll say 110 after taxes. Times that by, oh my goodness, brother. Yeah, fuck. The motherfucker's making over $1 million a year. Or $1 million a month. Not even a year. And he said that himself. He's like, yeah, I've made, like if you go back in spaces, and that's the thing, he's pretty honest about it, which is nice. It's kind of buried deep in spaces because he doesn't talk about it much. But he will bring it up. Talking about, I was making over $500,000 every week purely in, right, fucking mentorship fees. It's like, sheesh. So he's probably pushing $500 million. I'd be surprised if his net worth is under $500 million. Some of the peeps with groups are definitely new to the game. Very true, Brisket. And it's funny, it's kind of petty of me, but like, I'll literally pay to join these people's groups every now and then, just to see. Now I'm like, yo, what is this? But hey, just gotta let people rock. And that's really another thing why I was okay starting this. Because I was like, here's the thing. I know that I'm providing true value, right? I know that I know what I'm doing. If people are going to pay someone that doesn't even know what they're doing, I'm like, fuck. I'm sure they'll pay me. But unfortunately, those people that don't really understand what they're doing, they can kind of market themselves pretty well to make it seem like they do now. What do you think he makes off YouTube ads? So he said on YouTube he makes about 15,000 a month. But he says that all that is for his kids. So he said his YouTube and like his social medias shit is for like his children to basically reap the rewards of that. So any money that brings in, he says it goes straight to his kids. But yeah, even on YouTube. And that's another reason why I'm like, you know what? It's goofy for me to sit here and say that I should only make income trading. And that's kind of like a psychological barrier I had to go through. It's like early on, right? I wanted to only make income from trading because I thought if you're a good trader, right, you only make money from trading. But as I got better and I realized that, oh, okay, I can make money doing this, but it's always important to have more streams of income. It's goofy to have all your eggs in one basket. Renting Lambo for that is true, B. Holy shit. That's what's crazy to me. It's like, if I was a terrible person, I could absolutely just, I mean, it wouldn't be a scam because I do know what I'm doing, but I feel like I could blow this shit up way more. Like if I wanted to be an influencer, I feel like that'd be pretty easy. Quick to sign up when you, hey, I'm glad you saw me, retail. That's funny, in other groups. Yeah, that's what I see. I was kind of petty. I was posting my stuff in other groups. I was like, look, these guys, I know what I'm doing. These guys don't really know what they're talking about. In my country, and jeez. That's wild. And that's the thing. I will say this. I honestly believe that if I truly needed the money, I would probably do something fucked up like that. as much as I wouldn't want to, but it's like, it's hard for anyone to fight that urge when you know that you can make a lot. Whereas like, right, I'm not necessarily worried. Like, of course it'd be nice to grow this community, right, and get more people, but I'm not like worried of growing it quickly because I don't really rely on this as my main source of income. Whereas a lot of people that do have those groups, like that's their only source of income. So if that dries up, they're out of luck, you know what I mean? Ends model. Oh, yep, Brisket. That ends model is fucking beauty. Which is funny because it's not really like a model, I guess. It's more of a risk management framework because it's not like a pattern, right? It's just like a stop loss to TP framework, but still. The idea of just grabbing those 5 handles, that's easy. Yep, mindset. It's if I can grab 5 handles easy every day, I got that. And as we've seen, right, obviously there's times where the setup will allow for more than 5 handles, so that's always nice. 5, yes sir, Brisket. It is the dream, I'm telling you. It's the life. I'm very blessed, I understand that. Never forget where I came from. I get to do what I enjoy, which is play video games. I also get to do another thing I enjoy, which is trade. And now I've added another thing, which is I get to chill with y'all and hang out. You can even, very true, Freshkey. I mean, Michael said it himself. If you're a good money manager, you can legitimately flip a coin Go long or short, depending on it, if it's heads or tails, and be profitable if you know how to manage money. Oh, okay. Only MACD. Yeah, that's fair. The MACD crossover. Cool. Well, we've really just been bullshitting the past few minutes, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. But I just want to point out, notice how that consequent encroachment of this range continues to be used. Right, so after we ran out buy side, barely ran it out. So just clearing out those stops, really as we wanted, right? We spoke about how these people here were safe all morning, right? Their stops were safe, stops were safe, stops were safe. So this wick did all the damage and ran those stops and then immediately reversed back into the range just to go back into that consequent encroachment. So overall, pretty choppy day, obviously. Few good setups, right? We were able to actually get involved in that buy side, which was nice. So I had to wait all morning, but got it. Besides that, we had this one here. But yeah, we'll leave that for today. Damn. Okay. That's wild. That's pretty sick. Profit, hunter, leverage. See, I don't even know what those mean. I am not a crypto person at all, to be honest. I tried it for a little bit, but I'm like, fuck, there's just too many to keep up with. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. Has anyone messed around with Casper? Okay, fresh. Like a red pine, easy go. Hey, okay. Some developers. I did look into that for a little bit. I was trying to make my own indicators and I was like, yo, this is stupid. Just did not enjoy it enough. I was like, yeah, I'll pay somebody to do this if I want to. Cause I'm like, fuck that. Oh yeah, it's clean. All right, fellas, I'm gone. As always, staying here way longer than I expected. But no, it's cool. Last stream of the week, so make it a little bit longer. As far as going forward, right, I'm still looking for just higher prices, right? Not in the market of calling tops, as we say. And we still have a higher time frame objective here. So I'll just look for that continued push higher. Tomorrow will be off for me completely. I might be lying about that, but we'll see. If I do anything tomorrow, I'll obviously send just a video, Twitter video or something. I'm sure I'll record the executions and whatnot. But no streams anyways. Let me see real quick, just to give a kind of a roadmap for next week. Next week we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Cool. So next week should be pretty good. We'll probably have a stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Cool. Yep, but we'll plan for that. We'll be off tomorrow. We'll be back here on Monday, everybody. And, I'll send a thing if we're going to do the Sunday recap as well. Yeah, until then, have a good weekend. Have a good day. Be safe. And we will talk sometime either this weekend or next week. See you guys.